Hi Scorpio, this is Mary Ellen, coming to you from Moonrise Cottage for your February 2017 soul reading. And thank you for stopping by. I am new here on YouTube. After a series of events that brought change to my life, I now have the time, thank goodness, and the joy to be here on YouTube. I've been waiting for a long time to incorporate into my life some more of the things that feed me as a person. I am a clairvoyant, I'm clairaudient, clairsentient, and I have the ability to cross back and forth across the veil in the dream time. And I've had some very astounding things happening in an increasing way over the last, I'd say, 2 years. And so I finally have dedicated myself, I've stepped out in order to step into this, really is the truth. So I'm very grateful for your presence. I'm very interested in creating a community here and doing the work that, and supporting the work that we are all doing on a soul level here on the earth, whether we recognize that or not. Something is happening. 2017 is a year of great shift and change. And so I'm very excited to be here to just do my best to channel information for anyone with whom it resonates in order to lovingly assist our destiny to move forward. So I start in the center of the reading, and this morning I was very excited to see here at the center of your reading the Empowerer. This is the goddess of victory, actually, and she sits in a very exalted place. She is filled with fortitude. She has surety, if you will. And if you see, I'm going to hold this up a little bit. Do you see what she has on her lap? That in the Celtic tradition, when warriors went off to battle, they would often come home with the head of the defeated. And that was not for bloodlust. That was because they believed the soul rested in the head of the individual. And so they were trying to transform on a soul level. It's very exciting for me to see this coming through in your reading. And it does tell me that this is, in part, what I'm hearing is it's only part, but it is part of what the reading is going to speak to, and it is a part of what you are experiencing here on the human level, but also across the veil as you struggle, is the word I'm hearing, toward victory. So this is the energy that you have going forward this month. It surrounds the reading, and it gives us an aura, if you will, about the road forward. Okay? So if that is the energy that you have, and you will see me touching the cards, it is my tactile way of bringing the messages forward. Okay? Also, I want to say, please do not get stuck on gender. This is about the energies that are present for you to work with. It has nothing really to do with men or women, so I just ask anyone who views to understand that. So if you have the Empowerer of Will, a goddess, female energy, sitting atop the center of your reading, I would suspect that you have, or you are feeling, an intense amount of energy and a desire to go forward in a warrior-like way. So let's see what is underlying this. Ah, of course, there it is. There's the elopement of battle. So the elopement of battle is, especially sitting next to this, very interesting card to come up. This is at the center of your reading. And so what Spirit is telling me is these are the gifts that are being given right now in order to assist you, because this is your task. this is what this reading is going to really be about. And actually, right now the energy coming through is very, very strong. So there's a lot of buzz on this card in particular. So let me focus there for a moment. The elopement of battle describes a scene in which someone appears to be enslaved, slumbering, unable to move forward is what Spirit is telling me. And if we look at this card in general, there is a lot of energy. Do you see all the yellow light? There is a sacred bird that has put a strand of rope around this scene. And what Spirit is saying is that you are feeling restricted, perhaps enslaved. It is one of the things that this card indicates. Sometimes it indicates, it can indicate feeling stuck by struggling with an addiction or an addiction to something. And that something, as we know as humans, that could be almost anything. So look widely into your life, and what Spirit is saying is deeply into your heart. That's interesting. Look deeply into your heart to search out what this message is for you, because it is time for you to move forward and break the bonds of this restriction. Okay, I'm hearing the word restriction. So this is about restriction of some kind. And it is your moment, if you will, to break the bonds of whatever is restricting you in order to help you go forward with your life purpose and on a soul level. This scene takes place, if you will, deep out into the universe. So this is something about your soul journey. I expect to see it reflected here on the earthly pathway. We'll get into that in a moment. But I just wanted to give you an opportunity to just really nest that into your consciousness, because Spirit is continuing to give the message to gaze. The word I'm hearing is gaze into the card. Gaze into whatever this might mean for you. Think deeply and feel deeply with your heart chakra. There's something important about this. And actually this month, as most people know, it is eclipse season. And the eclipse for Scorpio actually is in your 10th house. Wow, Scorpio. So the eclipse is in your 10th house. It has to do, on the surface, people talk about it in terms of public reputation and career, etc. But really that is about life purpose. Look deep into your life purpose this month, especially at the time of the eclipse. And search out if there are ways in which you are either restricting yourself or the situation you are in is restricting you in some way, and you're being asked to attend to that. Okay, that is the message coming through. So here in the bottom, this bottom row is about the human facet of your soul journey. Okay? I'm going to see if I can adjust the camera just a little bit. Okay, sorry. Okay, so let's see. So if this is your starting point, and we have the empowerer of will here to help you with that energy of victory and self-assuredness in battle, we have here a combat card. I'm not surprised to see something like this. This is the combat of skill. Isn't that look just somewhat hideous? It's a very, look, there's the moon. Okay, so the message is clear, Scorpio. I'm going to do my best to really hear. I'm sorry, I'm downloading. Okay, so this card, the story behind this card is about some men who were sent on a particular task. It's like a fairy tale. It's one of those fable stories about, you have to go and do this task, and if you could, whoever completes the task wins the prize. So it was that kind of a story in the background. And the task was to go and find water. And as it turns out, The only source of water was guarded by a hag. And I'm hearing a message about life, about the factors of life. So I want to. Okay, I'm sorry, Spirit. I'm gonna put that aside for a minute because 2 messages are coming. So let's do the first one. So at the full moon eclipse, which is happening, I think, on the 10th and 11th, depending on where you are, you may have to kiss the hag. That was the end of the story. There were 4 people trying to reach a goal. 3 of them failed because the hag was guarding the water, and her price for getting water was a kiss, and the warriors were not willing to do it. And so the last warrior, of course, who came along the pathway, threw his arms around this woman and gave her a kiss, and the spell was broken, of course, and she revealed herself to be the most beautiful woman he had ever seen, and they married, and that person rose to actually become the emperor of the realm. Very interesting. Thank you, Spirit. So that's a really interesting message, isn't it? Kiss the hag. Somehow you are needing or facing a task or a battle that involves a lot of skill from you is what I'm hearing. From inside of you, Spirit is saying you are going to have to tap your inner resources and your deepest skills. Because in this moment, here on earth, obviously, right? We all sort of have to kiss the hag. There is something unpleasant that may be facing you in your personal life that you can use. Here's the message. You can use these things as a way to practice because there is more coming. There is more that is going to be coming at this eclipse of the moon. And so the message is, through your valiant efforts, if you empower yourself, okay, with this energy, you will feel empowered. And you are going to elope on some kind of an epic battle that has its roots and its implications and outcomes nested across the veil in order to move your soul progress. And actually what I'm hearing is all of us forward. Your energy is needed in this way. So be skillful, and when you see an obstacle, it is likely to be that is the message. It's an illusion. These obstacles are an illusion. And if we can be valiant and self-empowered in this moment, you are going to see some radical shift. That's what this reading is I believe that's what we're going to see come out. I'm hearing it, and I'm seeing the pathway here of battle, empowerment, and skill. Using your skills, bringing your skills to battle or combat. So let's see what's next to this. Yeah, another battle card. Well, Scorpio, you are our soul warrior this month, for sure. So this card is the adventure of battle. And you see this nice little scene. There are 2 people playing chess, and it's a nice greenery. However, there's something else going on in this card. And the card actually speaks to a warning. There are 2 messages again coming through. The Spirit is saying, tell the story of the card, but there's an implication beyond that. So this card shows this nice scene, seemingly, but to see this person, we can't see the face, can we? We cannot see that person's face. And if we look at that person's face, they are very concerned. I'm waiting for the camera to adjust. I'm sorry. It's a little slow this morning for some reason. But nonetheless, this person has a lot of concern and some confusion on their face. They're not having fun. Their knees are pulled up in protective body language. And if we look at the birds in the sky, look what's happening. There is a raven and a dove, or a crow and a dove, And the dove has been pierced at the heart and is bleeding. So there is something happening on a secretive level, something that is perhaps concerning you. Either that you are feeling deceived, or there is a danger that in order to have your combat and to take your skills forward in this moment on the human realm, you may be enticed to do something deceitful. And Spirit is saying, yes, that is it. Please do not do that. Please remain in your power. That is what should be guiding you. You must remain in your power and be assured of the victory of the efforts that you are performing toward releasing yourself from restriction. And I keep hearing humanity. There's a lot going on this year, and we are joining together as a collective in order to shift toward greater love and compassion, and those things Spirit is telling me, and those concepts. As it's interesting, what I'm hearing is rule of law. It's very interesting. So let's see where this continues. Okay, so this is the elopement of skill. I'm going to hold the card up. The elopement of skill shows the joining in a loving, joyous way that brings radiant light. And I think this card is going to talk a little bit about, this is going to be indicating how you are transforming on a soul level, because the color, the blue color of the garment. So here we have a couple embracing. There is clearly happiness. There is clearly light, and it is shining on them from above. Okay? So Spirit is telling you, make sure there is an epic battle going on some level, either in your being or around you as a person. Clearly, we all know what's going on in the world. So yes, there is an extreme challenge here for all humanity, and we are being prepared to move forward. So for you this month, at the time of the eclipse, is a moment when you can shift yourself and break free of some restriction through the empowerment of your will and the steadfastness of your ability to use combat in a skillful way in order to bring forth. There's a message coming through. So Spirit is telling me the story is about water and the gaining water, which sustains life here on earth and represents love and abundance and the flow. So do you see how this is the message, Scorpio? So this woman who appears to be a hag of some kind, she has control of the water. That's an interesting message, isn't it, given the political times that we're all going through? She has control of the water. And in order to transform this hag, what was needed was love. That is the message that is coming through. So while you are working in all your skillful ways, empower yourself to break free of the restriction that your thoughts are bringing to you. That is the message that is coming through. Be sure, we know what Spirit is saying, there is a heart wounding in these moments. And there is an awareness of that. And you may feel wounded at your heart because of some course of events that has happened in your life or that is surrounding you. But I want to assure you that the sun is rising. Do you see the sun in the background? And these birds, they may be fighting, but they have not fallen out of the sky. And it is the wounding at the heart chakra that is going to bring the healing. That wound, whatever that wound is about, is going to move you forward. And in those moments, you are to remain very trustworthy, is the word that I'm hearing. There's something trying to come through, and I don't quite have it yet, so let me move on. So you are in the process of developing your skills for battle, for the adventures that you are going to have through these battles, if you will, that have presented themselves to you. That is the message. You have been presented with a battle, and the empowerer of will is here to help you break free of the restriction that that battle brings to you. And there are some things that need to be done, and you are asked to take the high road. That's what the word I was trying to get. You are being asked to make a commitment to take the high road, just like the young warrior who was willing to throw his arms around the hag and kiss her in order for the good of his people. So this is about the good of the collective. So something needs to be freed. In order to do that, there is some work at hand, and it does feel like a battle of some kind. But it is an adventure that we are on, and we need to be skilled. And when we are able to approach in that way, the skills will be realized. There will be an elopement. We will be able to move to the next step through the skills, through the light that comes from above, that actually Spirit is saying, it's here. It is here. Don't doubt it. Do not be deceived. There's the message. Do not be deceived by the appearance of the moment. Do not be deceived. There is something else going on. And you are to remain very skillful, Scorpio, because you're a person of passion and deep understanding. Do not be deceived by what looks like restriction. You are empowered to go forward. Stay on the right path. Do not fall into despair or deceit or cheating. Stay pure is the word I'm hearing. And your skills will be released. That commitment, that's what the empowered will is about. If you can use your empowerment to remain in this place and to be steadfast and true in an honest, upstanding, loving, gentle way through your warriorship, your sacred warriorship, and the development of this will, that is what will move the situation. Whatever it is in your life will move forward. Okay? So this is the bridge card that moves you from this human level across to the soul information. This is really exciting. There is the revelation of skill. So if you are able to use the approaches I was just speaking to, your skills will be revealed to you and to those around you. And you will be able to overcome obstacles. This is a card that talks about standing firm in your resolve. But you see how there's no violence here. There's an obstacle. Trying to communicate is the word that's coming with you. And you must stand with it. And the river of life stands aside you. So let's see what this bridge indicates. Clearly, struggle, battle, epic battle on a deep level, a deep soul level is what I'm seeing here. Yeah. And so through this battle, you are going to have a transformational journey. You are going to transform. You are going to gestate. Part of what this card speaks to is taking caution not to get overwhelmed. Do you see how the leaves are kind of blowing across the card? You are gestating into a new form. And you have all of these sacred symbols here, and I'm not going to take the time because I know I've been talking long. Please go to the internet and look at owl and stag and raven and fish. In the time of Pisces, we are an eagle. You are gestating into all of these ways of wisdom. That is your soul journey. Please make sure that while you are having your battle, even with your empowerment, do not take on too much. Do not become exhausted and overwhelmed. Take care of yourself. Very good care of yourself, but understand where you are going. The wisdom of owl and raven, both of whom can cross back and forth. Okay? The stag represents reincarnation and evolution of your soul in a very forthright, valiant way. So there's much going on for you on a soul level. And here, and there's your quest, the quest of art. And this is a card of joy and simple times and happiness and abundance. Again, the representation of Pisces. I would go to the internet and see what that is for you. I'm not an astrologer, but you know, on the face of it, this is a child or a young person sitting beside a pond on a summer day. The fish are jumping, but you see the energy emanating off the fish and the representation of the universe. There's something about that. There's something happening for you about that. So while you are gestating, perhaps what you want is to return to a place of joy on a soul level, and that is a wonderful task to set yourself toward, both here on earth and at the soul level. So as you move and as you have your development, you are assisting all the other people, all the other souls that exist as we try to move forward. And your empowerment, the empowerment that you bring, is about joy. That is a beautiful message. Okay, so let's see where we get. Aha! That's interesting. The Changer. Okay, so in traditional tarot, this is the Tower card. So the message is about radical change in order to bring forth something new. It is not, you know, people have a lot of fear when they see the Tower card, but really, this is the changer of will. That is the full name of this card. So yes, there is, you are working, you are gestating, you are shape-shifting toward greater joy inside of you on a soul level in order to bring that here to this realm. When you shift, you will be walking with a new energy. There will be an elopement of skill, and you will be able, through your empowerment, to bring greater joy. Through the passion that you hold, is the message that I'm hearing, as a Scorpio. And we all know that Scorpio people go very deep. Very, very deep. So the eclipse of the moon is really going to affect all of us. It's coming through quite loudly in all of the readings this month. Please go and see what the indications that has for you. But it is in your 10th house. So absolutely, change of purpose. That is the message that's coming through. You are going to experience a change or a deepening, and you may decide to change the form of the things around you in order to take your skills and put them to work in an empowered way. So that is very exciting news. And here's the outcome. Let's look at the outcome of this, of all this journeying and all this work that's being done. Look. Look at that. The augury of battle. This is a sacred sword, and the story behind the sword is that the bard sings songs of victory. This ensures success. This is unbeatable. This sword is said to be unbeatable. Whoever holds it is going to prevail in whatever battle ensues. So clearly this is a psychic, what I'm hearing, psychic heart chakra level battle. It is not about, I would never suggest violence of any kind. This is about change on a heart and soul level. And I'm very excited to see this coming through. And this is the type of message, if you have time, go and look at some of the other readings. It's a very interesting thing to me as a reader to see what is happening in the collective as these readings come out. So I'm just going to take a minute to pull from the Bag of Runes reader and see what other message might be here for you. Okay. go. Okay, I'm going to just read directly from the book because I want it to be extremely clear. This is the rune of fertility, okay? So, fertility of action, the empower of will is here. And look,